Okay, in this tutorial we're going to have a crack at replicating the grunge text tutorial from session 6 as well. So let me just flip over into Photoshop. Actually, I should get the tutorial. And let's start a new document. And this time we're going to have a document that is, now the instructions say 15 by 20 centimeters, but I think that a 20 centimeter, 20 by around about a 8 centimeter is more in keeping with the actual tutorial. So let's just make that 20 centimeters by 8 centimeters. And let's go in and type the word grunge, and let's color that text red. So that's using Gill Sans condensed, and we'll just drag that into position. And then the next thing we want is we want a stroke around that. So there are kind of new ways of doing things in Photoshop since this tutorial was first created. So I'll just show you a better way of creating a stroke. So let's create a new layer on our document, and let's fill that new layer with white. And to do that we can go into fill and white, or we can use Control or Command backspace. And then with that layer, let's go into effects and then stroke, and let's make a red stroke, position it on the inside, go into the color and change the color to red, and I'm going to make it around about 30 pixels because that seemed about a good amount of size. So I'm going to say OK. And here that layer is sitting on top of my text, so I'm just going to drag that underneath my grunge text. So I should be naming these as I go. So let's just call that, oops, stroke. Okay, so the next thing I need to basically flatten those layers. Now I like always to keep the originals until I'm finished. So what we could actually do is we could actually create a group of these two layers. So I've selected them both, right click, and it's here somewhere. Oh, here we go, down here I think. It's a new group. And let's duplicate that group. And now we can go in and we can flatten, right click again and flatten the image. Whoops. Oh, we don't want to flatten the image, we want to flatten those layers. Wherever flatten those layers might be. I'm sure it's in here somewhere and I can't see it anywhere. Maybe up here in the flyout. Merge layers. So now we can turn that layer off at the bottom because that's our working files, and we've got our image, flattened image here. Okay, so the next thing is we need to go into the construction image, and I realized that that wasn't provided, so I'll attach this with the tutorials so that you can use that. And what we do is we can go into our effects here, and let's go into threshold. Whoops, not posterize, just undoing threshold. And the threshold that was used was around, I think, 40 odd something. What was it? 44. So let's just type 44 in. And we have our image now. I probably shouldn't have done that as a layer because I need now to actually combine those two images. So what I'll actually do is let's just delete that and let's just make the change directly to the image. So let's go into I've gone completely blank. image adjustment, sorry, and threshold. We'll go that way. And that will actually change the image itself. Let's go and make that around about 44. And say OK. Now we're going to copy that image across to our new grunge layer. So let's Command A or Control A to select all, and then Control C or Command C to copy, and then come back to our layer and create a new layer and just paste that in. Now there are a couple of ways, again, lots of ways in Photoshop to skin a cat. I think that this method that I'm going to show you gives you the most flexibility to make changes afterwards. So we want to inverse that now. Actually, I think we could probably just even change the blending mode. I should try this first. Maybe not. Let's invert that image. So Control. Oops. So let's select the black first. We want to delete all of the white out of the image. Sorry, I've had lots of thoughts while I've been doing this. Where's my magic wand tool? I've had lots of thoughts. Make sure that contiguous is set on, and make sure your tolerance is reasonably high. I'm going to change that up a bit to 80. And then click on black. And we want to invert that. So we want the black to become, or the white to become black. Actually, I've changed my mind. Sorry, guys. I should have practiced this first, shouldn't I? Let's come back here to the original image. And here I'm going to go into my magic wand tool, change tolerance, yeah, make sure contiguous is not clicked on, and then I'm just going to copy that. So let's Control C to copy that, and then come back to our grunge image, and then we'll paste it, Control V or Command V to paste it. Now we need to invert this. So Control I or Command I to invert, and that inverts our black and creates it as white. And because this is sitting on its own layer, you can actually move it around and position it wherever you would like to do. And then obviously the next thing that you can do is you can transform and rotate that image to go somewhere else. And basically that's all there is to it.